Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing To Philly with Love, which originally premiered on the Hallmark Channel on Saturday, April 18th, 2026, and is currently available to stream on Hallmark Plus. A quick little reminder that if you don't have Hallmark, or if you want access to Hallmark Plus and you just don't want to pay for another streamer, we have the best hack for you, and it is using Hoopla, which is an app you use with your library card, which means it's free to access Hallmark Plus in 2-week increments. We're going to leave a link in the show notes for our How to Get Hallmark Plus for Free post over on girlsgonehallmark.com, which is, quite frankly, a wealth of information.
I'm sure, if any of the bigwigs at Hallmark listen to our podcast, I'm sure they love that hack of ours.
They're getting paid.
I know, but
it's not like it's I hear what you're saying, and
yeah, it's not an illegal access to a Hallmark Plus. It is just an access to Hallmark Plus.
Yeah, and I don't know how that works, but I'm sure the library pays for access to Hoopla, and Hoopla is paying all those books and movies and Hallmark Plus the rights to access it. Mm-hmm. So it's free to you because of your local library using their resources. You know, the other day we were at dinner with my parents and my brother said something about the library and he's like, who goes to the library anymore? And I said,
excuse me, sir.
My exact words. Because I love the library.
I know you do.
In fact, last week I was talking somewhere on one of our podcasts.
Yes, tell me more.
That I was going to go work at the library, and I did, and it was amazing.
Was it just quiet enough to
There was a hum. I put my AirPods in and I was editing, so I had that. But then even when I wasn't editing, I kept my AirPods in and it just muted everything with the noise cancellation. And I'm telling you, something about working in a location like that, it was just head down. It was like a 3-hour power sprint through work. I got
love it.
So much done. I cannot wait to go back this week.
I love that idea.
You want to join me?
I might.
It was really nice.
I'm also tempted to check out my local library.
Yeah, see what's going on.
See what the vibe is in there.
Yeah, I like it better because before, we'll get back to Hallmark in just a second, they had big round tables. And I was like, I'm not going to go sit at a big round table, just me. Mm-hmm. But now, throughout the center of the library, they have just these long double-sided workstations with plugs in the center so you can plug your chargers in. And they have little lamps, which are adorable, even though there's overhead lighting. And then
sets a tone.
It sets a tone. Yeah. It feels like a workstation. And then there were quite a few people. There were students, but there were people who, were more my age.
Can you bring your own beverages?
You can bring your own beverages.
Do they have, is there a coffee stand nearby?
No, but my husband said the same thing, and they don't, but they really should.
A coffee cart out front.
They would make a killing.
Get on that.
They would make a killing. Yeah.
Why don't they do that?
I don't know. Limited resources, I would imagine. Girls Gone Caffeine.
Yes. Wow. Are you ready to get on To Philly with Love?
Hit me with a synopsis.
A teacher and an archivist. BTW. She did say archivist in this movie because I'm hung up on it because when we did our movie review, I was like, is it archivist or is it archivist?
And did I argue with you?
No, but I just get hung. These are the things I think about when we're not podcasting.
So now we know.
And now I'm questioning.
I think it's archivist. I think we said it was archivist the whole time.
Okay. A teacher and an archivist decode Revolutionary War era love letters, taking them on a thrilling journey through Philadelphia where they uncover history and discover the love story of their own.
Let's check in with some news and notes about this episode. To Philly with Love was directed by Amy Force, who has 20 directing credits, including Melt My Heart This Christmas and 2 Unwrapping Christmas movies.
Keith Hemstreet wrote To Philly with Love. Keith has 9 writing credits, including the Hallmark movies A Greek Recipe for Romance, Love and Glacier, A National Park Romance, and Noelle Next Door. Aw, Noelle Next Door. I like that movie.
Me too. Rebecca Dalton plays Emily. Rebecca has 36 acting credits and was last seen on Hallmark in Head Over Heels in 2023.
Stephen Huszar plays Nate. Stephen has 74 acting credits, and we last saw Stephen in Melt My Heart This Christmas. He has an upcoming movie called Oh Little Christmas Market. Oh Little Christmas Market. Co-starring Kat Burrell.
Unclear if that's a Hallmark project.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Neither the writer nor director are Hallmark mainstays.
So probably not.
Possibly not. For the complete list of news and notes, you can visit our show notes for this movie at girlsgonehallmark.com. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of To Philly with Love?
This movie made me realize I only enjoy history when it's turned into a musical.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You should have seen the face Wendy made before she said her first impression. Told me all I need to know. My first impression is, oh, hey, it's National Treasure, Hallmark style.
What did my face look like?
You went like,
I grimaced.
you made the grimace emoji face.
I just want to preface this podcast review with a note.
Okay.
In our recent listener survey, we gotten some feedback that said we don't like dig deep enough into the movie. We don't like, it's very surface level. Guys, my review is very surface level.
Okay.
So send your emails to.
Sometimes it's not that deep, folks.
Yeah.
Let's talk what we liked.
I'm going to start first. If I may. I have a few likes. The concept is stronger than the execution here. Look, not totally my jam, this like historical love letter narrative, right? But I want to give credit where credit is due. The idea is solid, in my opinion. But for me, it never fully pulls me in. There was just like so much meat in terms of like so much to chew through in terms of like information, backstory that like I was not interested in. Here, let me give an example. And I know we're on my likes. I couldn't help but compare this to many, many signed, sealed, delivered movies where we have some sort of like reveal of information through discovery.
Yeah.
They knew how to do it. Oh. Signed, sealed, delivered.
Shots fired.
In the nicest way possible. I just think it was so much explaining itself versus experiencing it.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So back to my first point, I do think like the idea was good. I just don't know if the execution was there. I have a few other little likes, but I'm curious what you liked.
Well, if you think back to our first impression episode, which we referenced a little bit earlier, I was very worried about fake Philly. And fortunately, the real Philly stuff is actual real Philly. It's not green screen. They are in front of the Liberty Bell. They're walking down those streets. For me, it would have been such a miss if we had tried to like, look, this is a statue that happens to look old and like it's from the Revolutionary War. I appreciate that they filmed. You could not have done this movie unless it was on location.
Yeah. Which ... leads me to believe this is an acquisition, right?
I don't know the answer to that. I know there was a lot of speculation that it was an acquisition. I just don't know. If we go back to my first impression about National Treasure, I actually loved the little mystery treasure hunt along with the ciphers. Now, have you seen National Treasure and National Treasure 2?
Is that Nick Cage?
It is.
I mean, I know of them. I don't think I've seen. I maybe have seen the first one.
Have you seen?
Wait a minute. Is John Travolta in those movies too? Or
you're thinking of Face Off. Ladies of the 90s, rise up. I think I saw that movie in the theater with my parents. Have you seen the Da Vinci Code? Okay, look, I think Dan Brown has come under fire and I don't know why. So if he's problematic, don't come for me. I liked the Da Vinci Code. There's many future books in the Da Vinci Code universe. I like that. I never have any idea what's going on, but I like when they're like, oh, this clue means this and this clue means this. And I'm into that. You're going to say something?
No, this is what I'm going to say. Like the whole deciphering of the like words and all that stuff. I feel like, can you put that into ChatGPT at this point and be like, can you figure this out? And it would.
Maybe.
Look, I know ChatGPT has its problems too.
Yeah.
Keep your emails. I'm aware. I'm just saying, like, aren't there AI programs who can like?
I think that takes the fun out of it. Have you heard of Myrtle?
Yeah, I've seen a book at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. People have been talking about it on TikTok. It is they're mystery puzzles, like daily mystery puzzles. Well, they give you like
Wordle?
Like Wordle, but murder. Yes. Like who committed it, what weapon was used, where, kind of like Clue. Oh, Colonel Mustard in the library with the, right? Sure. And so they give you like, I've never done them. I actually saw one at Home Goods and I almost bought it, but it was a little bit damaged and I didn't want a crumpled up book. Because I like doing this kind of brain work during the day. Mm-hmm. But I think, that being said, sure, you could plug the clues into ChatGPT or the AI of your choice, but what's the fun in that?
I am no fun.
Me too.
We have established that. I just want to get to.
Me too.
I'm highly efficient.
And Amanda Batula.
No, I was gonna say I'm just down the efficient road, like
sure.
Lacey J. Mailey in last week's movie, where she just wants to get the job done, and that's where I'm at because I don't move on to the next thing.
I hear you. I don't disagree with you. Nevertheless, I hadn't thought about that element of it. I did enjoy it. I didn't fully understand the ciphers. I was like, wait a minute, like you write the word and then you write the alphabet after, and that's how you. It didn't. I thought it was confusing. I didn't understand it, but. Maybe they did it wrong. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. I like movies in this vein where there's like a treasure hunt and they're like, oh, this means this. And to that point, I like that they followed it through. And in his letter in the end, he leaves a little clue for her that he wants her to meet him at the Liberty Bell. I thought that was nice.
I like that as well. Which, when I read his letter, I was like, why is Liberty written that way?
Oh, look at you. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
What? You didn't pick up on the...
Not until they pointed it out.
The font was completely different. Liberty!
Finally, I have something else to say, but one of the things I really liked, and I am really worried about saying this because I feel like your reaction is going to be so strong. I loved the reenactment at the end. I thought it was really well done. I knew it. She's covering her eyes. You guys, that was well done to have the actors dressed up in Revolutionary War era costumes, reading the letters to each other.
It was cute. Except, I'm telling you, I need Hamilton. I need more show.
Okay, but when you're
it to me,
I get it. But if you are a person who is invested in the history, these people care about this.
Yes.
Then this event would land. Anybody who's going to go to an event where the archives, not the most exciting job, y'all, mm-hmm. right, is going to put on an event. Is interested in this and just wants to see it presented in an interesting way. Yes, I'd rather have it wrapped to me too.
I agree with you.
Put David Diggs on stage.
Yes.
Give him a French accent and I'm all in.
Yes.
But
I thought it was cute. I just don't know if visually on screen if it translated.
Oh, I thought it did.
Really?
They're like, yes. I thought it was, look, for a Hallmark level fundraiser, we've seen way worse.
Agree. I have one more like, and you didn't even touch on it.
Well, I have something else too, so go ahead.
I like the leads here.
Oh yeah, that's my final thing. Go ahead.
We talked in our preview episode, I had asked, I said, who do you think is the archivist and who do you think is the teacher? Well, no surprise, Rebecca's the teacher and Stephen's the archivist. I wish it was reversed. But aside from that, I like Stephen Huszar.
I feel like with Melt My Heart this Christmas, maybe he's stepping up his game a little bit.
Yeah, but he's not really getting like Hallmark movies because Melt My Heart this Christmas
also an acquisition.
Yes. So like, why is he not getting hired by Hallmark?
You know, I was watching this movie and I was like, should I feel bad that have recorded audio of me out in the world saying,
take your shirt off?
Yeah.
No. We are human.
You think the archivist is upset by that?
He was wearing slutty glasses. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. But for real, I enjoy him as an actor. And I liked him in this role too, because, you know, on the Jane mysteries, he's kind of, while I like him on those, I've seen him in some not so great roles. Like sometimes like he plays like in Melt My Heart This Christmas, he starts out, he's kind of the jerk.
Right.
Like, here, he was just pleasant the whole time. He never really was like, there was no frenemy situation.
Right.
And Rebecca Dahl, cute as a button, she doesn't get a ton of Hallmark movies either.
No.
They're just playing adjacently.
I agree with you. I liked our leads too, and I just plagiarized a comment from our Facebook group from Mailman Steve. I let him know I was going to do that. He says, I just finished To Philly with Love, and I can say I was pleasantly surprised. At first, this seemed like it was going to be an acquisition, mainly due to the two leads, but it turned out to be an example of an exquisitely rendered classic Hallmark movie. First, props to Dalzar.
Dalzar.
Their ship name.
Huzar and Dalton. I kind of love it.
Both Rebecca Dalton and Stephen Huzar put on performances I've been waiting for a long time. Stephen's portrayal of a recovering drug addict in Chesapeake Shores was my favorite role.
Excuse me?
I know.
Do we need to do Chesapeake Shores?
Oh, God. Take a deep breath. I don't know. It goes back to, is there an audience for all of these series that have been off the air for years?
Send us your emails.
Should we review Chesapeake Shores?
Hello at Girls Gone Hallmark.
I want to watch it.
I want to see Stephen Huzar as a recovering addict.
I would review it if there's an audience, but I want people to watch it, listen to our review. Anyway.
Yeah.
Similarly, Rebecca's role in The Good Witch was her standout performance. I haven't seen her in The Good Witch either. I need to figure out what season she's in. Since then, both have been cast in movies that were less than wonderful. I agree, Mailman Steve. Their chemistry was low-key yet poignant. The romance built slowly, and other than the misunderstanding that seemed a bit forced, seemed believably warm. He goes on to say, I don't think this is a top 10 movie this year. However, it was a well-crafted example of a classic Hallmark movie. 10 years ago, this would have been a great movie. Some people get really mad when we talk about, Mailman Steve says it, I agree with you that our leads were good. I agree that this movie, I tend to dread a little bit some of the movies with these two because of the movies they've been given. The movies themselves have not been great. Nevertheless, to me, this felt like a redemption story.
Well, good.
Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with our wishes. All right, let's talk wishes when it comes to Philly with Love.
The most glaring one for me is, shouldn't this be a 4th of July? Like, this should be in July. This should be a summer movie.
You know, that's funny because my husband the other day, he was like, when are the summer movies going to come out? He's like, I want to watch a summer movie. And I was like,
were you like, sir, it is April?
Well, I said, first of all, not for a while. We don't know the June lineup, but we do know one June movie, and it's a travel movie, so we have to assume Passport to Love is coming back, which he's not interested in.
Wait, isn't Passport to Love, isn't that January?
No, January's Winter Escape.
Oh, okay.
I know, I thought the same thing. So anyway, he was like, I just want like a lake. He's like, what about 4th of July? I'm like, it's Christmas in July.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe that's why they threw this here, because they do Christmas in July. I don't know. I don't know why it's in the spring, guys. That is my biggest wish. I don't know why this movie
it doesn't take place around a 4th of July celebration.
I know it doesn't, but it's
about the revolution. So it seems, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Especially, isn't this year like a big celebratory year?
250?
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know. I will say this movie started really slow. I didn't start to enjoy it until the last third of the movie. And I said it some time ago earlier in the episode, there's just so much dialogue explaining things and that were not pulling me into the story.
Yeah.
And I just found myself overwhelmed with so much information because they're, talking to each other about what each other has found and like educating each other on their respective areas or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just was like, too much.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, in terms of the letters, there's a lot of them. Talking about the letters, we get that reenactment at the end. I would have liked to see some sort of voiceover, slight reenactment when we're hearing those letters being read.
Yeah, instead they're reading these letters on their phones, which were so hard to read as the viewer,
Sure.
I thought.
When it comes to the Ladies of Liberty,
Yeah.
I didn't care about their nonprofit status and all of that. The woman's like, oh, there's something about non-compliance. I was like, well, it doesn't feel like the nothing burger of an issue that you're making it out to be. Like, what have you done to lose your, like, are you misappropriating funds? What's happening there? And I didn't think it mattered. I liked the tie-in, like, oh, my grandmother worked with this. And she was very proud of the work she did. So let's tie them in and help my work benefit them in some way. But by adding this whole other, oh, they're going to lose their nonprofit status and they're losing their office space. And it brings in the sister-in-law in a way. It helps add this additional character. But the whole story didn't feel fully fleshed out to me.
It's like Hallmark movies of yore where like they needed to raise the stakes even further with these kind of C and D storylines. Yeah.
Back to not wanting fake Philly. There is so much B-roll in this movie. The opening scene is like, it's like they bought a Philadelphia B-roll pack and like, got to get our money out of it. And it's just scene after scene after scene after scene after scene of Philadelphia. And then when they go to have the cheesesteaks, the entire scene is B-roll up until they're on a bench.
Filler in Philly, huh?
What else do you wish for?
So do you think there was just not enough content here? Or
I don't know. To me, it felt like maybe there's a concern that it's not going to land as Philly enough. So better make sure everyone knows this is Philly. We're here in Philly.
Well,
here's that Benjamin Franklin statue again.
Yeah, we had that Christmas movie. It was a Jeff Beasley movie where they were like worked in the ER. I can't remember it right now, but it took place in Philly too.
The more the merrier.
No, the year before that.
Oh. Okay. With Donna Kelsey.
Yeah, with Sir Darius
Blaine.
Yeah, is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
But they didn't hit us over the head that it was in Philly.
No, I agree. They had a cheesesteak, and they had Donna Kelsey there in her Birds jersey.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of on the nose.
Yeah,
but
got it. Yeah.
I thought the B-roll was real nice to look at. As someone who's never been to Philly, I was like, I'm interested in going to Philly. Maybe that was the whole point.
Maybe.
The tourism board of Philadelphia wants you to come to their city.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. There's like a couple of things that I didn't love. I thought the ending was super predictable with the Ladies of Liberty space, the house and all that stuff. The big like last third conflict. She's pissed, thinking he's going to take all the credit for the exhibit and all. It's all classic Hallmark stuff. And
have a real conversation, please.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So these are all.
And then she sees like, oh, brought to you by, and she credits her grandmother, and she's like, oh, maybe I don't hate you.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he's a nice guy after all. I don't. This is where I like to criticize writers when I think that they should write a Hallmark movie. These are the boxes it needs to check. Mm-hmm. And I encourage writers to not do that.
Yeah. Are you ready for Did You See That?
Yeah, I only have one.
Oh, let's hear it.
At the beginning, when she goes to the archives.
Yes.
And she's walking by all those stacks and they have alarms on them. And she's like poking around. She wants to like get in. She wants to see one of them. And the alarm goes off and there's like, she's pressing all the buttons. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm like, what are you doing?
In the National Archives, just digging around?
Stop touching things that you're not supposed to. And then he comes over and he puts the code in. Do you see the code?
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4?
It's 1776.
Oh, I like that. I like it.
Now, why did I see, like, I could see him touching the buttons, like from the side, you know, a keypad or like a 9 key by heart, right? 1776. And I was like, oh my God. I think that's adorable.
That is adorable. Although not that secure.
No.
I have a few Did You See That's? Some just comments. One, don't put that football in the house with all that glass. What are you doing?
Thank you so much. All I could think about was like Marsha Brady and they're throwing that football in the house. She just gets up. Oh, because if the kid and the dad are throwing it, fine. But no, Rebecca Dalton, you don't get in on it and throw it. Would you ever?
Never.
Would you ever?
I'd be like, get out. Take it outside. Take it outside.
Thank you for bringing that up. I was like, that is so irresponsible.
They keep talking about like, oh, we only have Jonathan's letters. What are we going to do? In what world? If I've sent you a pile of letters, in what world would you have the letters that you had also sent me? Nobody has both halves of the letters.
Yeah.
It's, I understand they wanted to tell a complete story, but I was like, they just acted like it was so inconvenient that they only had one half of the letters.
Right.
Mom is going to make a quilt with Grandma's old decorations and clothing. The entire quilt is red, white, and blue. So apparently Grandma lived in Philly and dressed like a Philly caricature.
Betsy Ross impersonator.
I mean, everything on that thing is red, white, and blue and stars and stripes. Finally, when they are on the Betsy Ross house tour, I'm looking at the tourists. There's like the kid up front who's like looking as bored as he could possibly be. Not a graphic tee in the bunch. Everyone's wearing solid colors.
Not very realistic to you.
No, there's no like Budweiser tee or like baseball hat.
Budweiser is an interesting choice.
I do feel like there's a lot of men wearing beer tees on tours. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of graphic tees.
Yeah, of course. I love a graphic tee. Am I wearing one right now? No, I usually am, though.
What did you rate this movie?
I gave it 2.5 stars.
I gave it 2.75 stars because I liked it more than last week's movie.
Oh, interesting.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark. If you love this podcast, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. We'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.